Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gavin Mahurin, and welcome to Gavin's Guide, where I'm going to be breaking down each team's path to victory for the upcoming Super Bowl. This game features two really impressive teams who, while share some similarities, took two very different paths to get here. We have the Patriots out of the AFC and the Seahawks out of the NFC in a Super Bowl 49 rematch. Hopefully the Seahawks have learned their lesson from the first time around and learned to run on the 1 yard line. To start us off, we're going to start with the New England Patriots. The Patriots have won 16 of the last 17 games in a really impressive win streak. And that is largely in part to their efforts of their young quarterback, Drake May. He has been doing an incredible amount of heavy lifting for the team, finishing this year as an MVP finalist due to his 31 touchdown, 8 INT season, leading the NFL with a 113 pass rating, and finished first in completion percentage this season. And by the way, he's the second youngest quarterback to ever start the Super Bowl. Just crazy. Here's the context though. In the postseason, the Patriots have only averaged 18 points per game. That's because they faced two top-tier defenses in the Houston Texans and the Denver Broncos. And back-to-back games where May has thrown for less than 200 yards in each game, and in the Broncos game less than 100. That was in part to them giving up 5 sacks in each of the last 3 games. 15 total now, which are starting to stack up on Drake May, with the talks of his throwing shoulder being hurt. We know he's still going to play, but there's going to be an effect. That brings us to the offensive line play, which is definitely going to be the team's biggest weakness in this game. Not looking good considering the pass rush they'll be facing. It's going to have to force May to try and extend plays to the best of his ability. Defensively though, this is where New England shines. They have only allowed 8.7 points per game over the last 3 games, with the passing defense only giving up 138.3 and rushing defense giving only 71.3 yards per game, which is just outstanding. So here's the key to winning. Simple, but quite difficult. Plain simple, they have to protect Drake May. It's going to be hard, but whether they have to bring in 12 or 13 personnel sets, which meaning more tight ends or more like extra linemen, they have to give him time in the pocket, or at least give him a chance to extend those plays if they need to. They have to avoid long third downs. Seahawks have the number 1 overall defense. It's not going to be easy. Again, I'll say it over and over. If they get to those 3rd and 7 or 3rd and longer situations, it's going to be rough for them. And lastly, they just need to keep playing their game, which is playing defense, having control, just doing what they can. Vrabel is a defensive-minded head coach, so he has to have the best game of his season, maybe even his career, to be able to win this game. While difficult, it's not impossible. Any given Sunday, any team can win. Best thing they can do, though, is make people start saying Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts once again. Moving on to the Seahawks winning, by far they're the most balanced team in the NFL, which is going to make things quite a bit easier for them. In the playoffs, they've only allowed 16.5 points per game, 246.5 passing, and 111 rushing yards per game. Sounds like a lot, but that's kind of inflated due to the impressive shootout they had with the Los Angeles Rams. They've held 5 of their last 7 opponents to less than 20 points per game, and the only games and teams to score more was the Rams in both of those 2 of those 7 games. The best part of their defense is against the run, allowing just 3.5 yards per carry in 2025, which was first in the NFL. They have struggled against QB runs though, allowing 5 yards per carry, being 29th in the NFL, so we'll have to watch out there. What really separates Seattle from the Patriots is their versatility though. They have several playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. First off being the running back Kenneth Walker, who's going to have a good game. While again, they have good defensive tackles and linebackers there for New England, the offensive line and Kenneth Walker are just as impressive. He's been putting up numbers in the playoffs with his 3 touchdown game against the 49ers and another one against the Rams. And he's been carrying heavily the workload there ever since Charbonnet went out due to injury. Then, the number 1 receiver in the league this year in Jackson Smith-Njigba, JSN. I cannot say enough about this guy. He has just emerged as one of the most productive receivers in the league this season. No matter how you want to cover, what defensive play you want to run, it's like he just knows how to get open. Like he knows the play before it's going to happen. Defenses just can't stop. They can't stop this guy. honestly impressive when you watch it. And then by far the best, I know there's quite a few good players there, I keep saying it, returner in the league, special teams player, and Rashid Shaheed, who they picked up from the Saints at the trade deadline. And man, he's scary to watch. He's averaged over the last few games, I think it was 49 yards per return. That's insane. He started the 49ers game with a kickoff return touchdown within the first few seconds. So I suggest the Patriots do what everyone else does and kick away from this guy. Seattle, I think it's pretty obvious. They've just been so dominant. They've been top 10 offenses and passing games like the Niners, like the Rams with the number one in both, and just walking their way into Sunday. So I think both are excellent teams. They've played well, obviously, to get to this point. I think Seattle is just more balanced all around. That balance is about to win them a championship. So I think it's pretty obvious to say, based on how I'm talking here, my prediction for this game is going to be Seahawks 31 versus Patriots with 16. I know that seems kind of like a landslide. I still think it's going to be a good game, though. They're going to be hard fought. Each team's going to make some good plays, but I just think the Seahawks are going to make more. They're control the game better. We'll just see how it plays out. Whoever team has the least amount of mistakes is going to win. I think in this case it's going to be Seahawks 31-16 versus the Patriots, but we'll just have to see on Sunday after the game is over. This has been Gavin's Guide. I'll see you all next time.